All right, guys, thanks so much for being back with me. So let's go ahead and jump right into challenging inaccurate thoughts. I'm going to teach you a concept, and the concept is known as wise mind. It's a DBT technique, a dialectical behavior therapy technique, DBT. Although I'm not trained in DBT, and I'm not really a proponent of the theory or of the techniques, some of the techniques are useful and interesting. Dialectical behavior therapy is very similar to cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. That particular mode of therapy or therapeutic or theoretical orientation basically says that if you change your thoughts in your mind, you're most likely going to be able to cope with things a whole lot better than if you didn't, right? So if you change your thoughts or your behavior, you're able to control life a little bit better than you may have before. Dialectical behavior therapy is almost very similar. The only difference is that it focuses on distress tolerance, and it also focuses on regulating your emotions, changing your behavior, changing your perception about things. So I want to teach you a concept, and it's called wise mind. So here's a worksheet. And I don't know if you can see that from here, but this particular worksheet I use a lot with my adolescent clients, but I also use it a lot with clients who are adults struggling with transitions and grief. And what I like about this is states of mind is an activity where you focus on your rational mind, that part of your mind which is rational, and you also focus on the emotional part of your brain, that part of your brain that tells you the world is ending, nothing's going to get better, nothing's going to feel better, right? So this kind of puts it in a visual for you to see how your mind kind of splits on topics that are really hard for you to manage. So an example of this would be, let's say you're having trouble on your job and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, not only by not only by the duties of the job, but also by your coworkers. So if we're going to use the states of mind activity for this, let's say that your reasonable mind is telling you everything is going to be okay. I'm going to be able to get through this. I can always talk to the boss about this coworker. They're not going to find out that I complained. Or I can always look for a different job. Or, I have the skills to move up and move on in my profession. Whatever that might be, these are reasonable, logical statements. There's very little emotion attached to them. You're focusing on the facts, okay? So that's reasonable mind. Let's say with that same scenario, you're focusing on the emotional side of your mind, right? The emotional part of your mind says, this is never going to get better. If I report this to my boss, he's going to find out that, I complained about this colleague. This colleague is going to find out that I complained about them. I'm never going to be able to leave this job. I don't have the right skills. I don't have the education. I don't have the interviewing skills, right? So emotional mind, you are focusing completely on your emotions and not on the logical information or the facts of the situation. We engage in that all of the time as humans, right? 1 minute we're engaging in emotional reasoning, right? We're not using our facts or the logic, or sometimes we're using all of our logic and no emotion. And so either way is bad, right? You can use too much emotion and lose, or you can use too much intellectualization or too many thoughts and logics or facts and still lose. The most healthy and best approach to use is wise mind. And wise mind is right in the middle. It's a balance between using emotion and using logic to get what you need. So let's say in that situation, you say to yourself, okay, we're going to be reasonable. So let's just say you're going to say something like, okay, well, my boss might find out that I really don't like this coworker, but there's also legal rights in the workplace that says if I report something, it's not going to get back out that I reported it. Okay, that's a wise mind. That's a balanced approach. Another example of a balanced approach might be, I may not have the interviewing skills right now to get a new job, but I can definitely go to a training and learn them. I can definitely look online and increase my skills. I can definitely practice with my friend how to be interviewed, right? That's a wise, balanced, emotionally stable way to look at the situation. I would encourage you to do this. This is hard, but what I would encourage you to do, I think that as an encouragement encourage you to do is use the wise mind technique, okay? When you find yourself being too emotional, that's when you want to be wise about it. That's when you want to be balanced. You want to say to yourself, you know, this is a situation where there's emotion, but yes, I can also use my logical side. I can also think through this, right? I think women go through this the most. We tend to struggle with information that we're either getting from our job or our husbands, our spouses, or our children. And we tend to be more emotional when it comes to that and less logical. So I want to encourage you, any kind of situation that's coming up this week, challenge it, okay? Challenge those inaccurate thoughts by asking yourself, is this really the truth of this? Is this really something that I'm not going to be able to overcome, or are my emotions just taking over so much that I can't figure it out, okay? So remember this activity when you find yourself feeling that you're just too emotional, or when you find yourself feeling like you're overthinking things. You want to aim for the wise mind. You want to aim for the middle part of this circle, which is the balance part of it. All right, guys, so thank you so much for being with me today. I encourage you to give a thumbs up to this video. If you give a thumbs up, what happens is it pushes the video to the top of the search results at YouTube or in YouTube, and that allows the video to be available to other individuals who may benefit from this topic. If you want to send me a message, go to my website, anchoredinKnowledge.com. You can also go to my Twitter page at TherapistT, and you can send me a tweet if you have a topic suggestion or if there's something that you want me to talk about. I'd be happy to do that. All of this information will be at the end of the video. I also encourage you to hit the bell on the side, because that will let you know that when I release videos every Thursday, they will be available to you right away. All right. The other thing is, I'm going to ask you a question. How do you usually balance your emotional mind and your wise mind and your reasonable mind? How do you balance that? Can you stop yourself from being overly emotional when it comes to thoughts? Or can you stop yourself from overthinking things? Or do you find that hard? So go ahead and answer in the comments section below. If you have a YouTube page, a blog, or a website where you're offering your resources to help other people, post it in the comments section below. I will go ahead and approve it, not in a spammy way, but you can definitely add your comments to the bottom in the comments section, and I'll be happy to add your information. I think this is a community, and we need to be able to reach out to each other. So if you have a resource that you'd like to share, even if it's your own channel, your own website, your own blog, listed below. All right, guys, so thanks again, and I will see you